Hey everyone, Rajesh here. So, we've all heard stories of office romances, the lingering smiles, shared coffee breaks, the stolen glances during meetings. But last year at Hillside Science College, a different kind of chemistry was brewing. And it wasn't in one of the labs. It all started when Dr. Arvind from the pharmacy department and Dr. Neelima from, of all places, the English department, were paired up for a research seminar on, get this, science communication. What began as formal collaboration over lukewarm coffee turned into something deeper. Not just emotionally, but intellectually. Yeah, you could say things got, dare I say it, steamy. While their friendly rapport caught the attention of curious colleagues, because let's face it, interdepartmental friendships are rarer than a perfectly graded stack of papers. What truly stood out was their shared passion for innovation in teaching. They poured all their energy into designing a new course that blended pharmaceutical knowledge with the art of storytelling. The result? A cross-disciplinary class on science communication for health professionals, which quickly became a student favourite, and let's be honest, a faculty favourite too. But the real romance, it wasn't just between two faculty members, it was between these teachers and a newfound love for learning new skills. So, picture this, Dr. Arvind and Dr. Neelima, energized by their shared passion, decide to dive headfirst into the world of online education. Now, they could have just slapped their lecture notes online and called it a day, but they were way more ambitious than that. They wanted to create a course that was engaging, interactive, and dare I say it, revolutionary. Their first stop? The internet, of course, specifically Coursera's Learning to Teach online course by UNSW Sydney. This course became their trusty guide, teaching them the ins and outs of online pedagogy. They were like those couples that take cooking classes together, except instead of making sourdough bread, they were baking up some serious educational innovation. But they didn't stop there. Oh no, they were just getting started. Remember how I mentioned interdepartmental friendships are rare? Well, so are professors who embrace AI, but not our dynamic duo. They embrace the power of AI tools like ChatGPT and Canva Magic Write to create interactive assessments, eye-catching infographics, and content that was so engaging it would make even the most textbook-weary student actually want to learn. And the best part, they documented their entire journey, sharing their successes, their failures, because let's be real, even the best laid plans, and everything in between with their colleagues. It was like watching a real-life academic makeover montage, but instead of bad haircuts and questionable fashion choices, there were innovative teaching methods and a contagious enthusiasm for education. Now, you might be thinking science and storytelling, those are two different worlds, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong, but that's exactly the kind of thinking that Dr. Arvind and Dr. Neelima were determined to challenge. They knew that stories have the power to make even the most complex information relatable, and dare I say, even exciting. They dove headfirst into the world of narrative medicine, exploring how personal stories could be used to teach empathy and understanding to future healthcare professionals. Stanford's Writing in the Sciences course on Coursera became their new obsession, guiding them on how to craft compelling narratives even within the structured world of scientific writing. But they didn't stop at just reading about it, they wanted to see it in action, so they turned to the masters of educational storytelling, Khan Academy, of course. They dissected Khan Academy's health and medicine videos, analyzing how they use visuals, animations, and relatable scenarios to make complex medical concepts accessible to everyone. Armed with this newfound knowledge, they revamped their course, peppering their lectures with real-life patient stories, case studies that read like medical mysteries, and even the occasional well-placed and always relevant meme. Because who said learning about pharmacology couldn't be fun? Chapter 3. Pharmacy, not just pills and potions. Okay, so we've got the online learning part down. We've sprinkled in some storytelling magic, but what about the actual pharmacy content? After all, this was still a course for future pharmacists, not aspiring novelists. Dr. Arvind, being the dedicated pharmacist he was, wanted to make sure his students were getting the most up-to-date and relevant information. So he embarked on his own solo quest for knowledge, diving headfirst into the world of digital health. He enrolled in the International Pharmaceutical Federation's digital health courses, eager to understand how technology was transforming the pharmacy landscape. But he didn't hoard all this newfound knowledge for himself. Oh no, he channeled his inner Oprah, sharing resources, articles, and insights with both Dr. Neeleman and their colleagues. He became a walking, talking encyclopedia of digital health, constantly buzzing with new ideas and eager to incorporate them into their course. He introduced modules on telepharmacy, where students could explore the world of virtual patient consultations. They even had guest lectures from pharmacists working in cutting-edge fields like pharmacogenomics and personalized medicine. It was like Pharmacy 2.0, and the students were totally here for it. Chapter 4. The Feedback Loop. Learning from our students. Now, Dr. Arvind and Dr. Neeleman were on a roll, but they knew that even the best courses could always be improved. They understood that teaching wasn't about lecturing at students, but about creating a dialogue, a collaborative learning experience. So they embraced the power of feedback, but not just the fill out this survey at the end of the semester kind of feedback. Oh no, they wanted real-time, actionable insights into what was working and what wasn't. They wanted to know what made their students tick, what sparked their curiosity, and what made them want to hit the snooze button. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Enter edtech tools like Padlet, Mentimeter, and even the good old Google Jamboard. These tools became their virtual suggestion boxes, allowing students to share their thoughts, ideas, and questions anonymously and in real time. And the best part, Dr. Arvind and Dr. Neeleman actually listened to the feedback. They used it to tweak their lectures, adjust their assignments, and create a course that was truly tailored to their students' needs. It was a beautiful cycle of teaching, learning, and growing, all fueled by the power of collaboration and a genuine desire to make their course the best it could be. Outro. Falling in love with learning all over again. So, what's the moral of our little academic love story? Well, romance doesn't always have to be a candlelit dinner and a dozen roses. Sometimes it's the quiet thrill of learning how to use Google Scholar better, or the excitement of redesigning a module with student feedback in mind. Whether you're a senior professor or just stepping into the exciting and sometimes overwhelming world of academia, consider this. What if your next academic love affair wasn't a person, but a skill, a new way of thinking, a fresh perspective that completely transforms how you teach? Let's face it, the world of education is constantly changing, and the best thing we can do is embrace that change. To never stop learning, growing, and yes, even falling in love with the process all over again.